Hello and thank you so much for welcoming me to your conference. I'd like to start by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land and pay my respects to elders past and present. Firstly, let me say I am so sorry I can't be with you in person. I want to wish you all the very best with your first face-to-face conference since 2019 as you gather to celebrate the importance of serving your community, providing a diversity of voices and perspectives and programs that are unique to the community broadcasting sector. I am very proud to be working with your industry as Shadow Minister for Communications. It's a passion that I've had for a very long time. I have a unique background for this role, which I believe gives me a unique understanding of the joys and challenges of producing and broadcasting programs and running radio and television stations. Over a long career, which started when I left school, I worked for all commercial television networks as a reporter and presenter before spending 9 years at the ABC and then working in management at Network 10 and National Indigenous TV. I also practiced in media law, including in New York, and did some stints working in both commercial and local ABC radio. So I know that feeling of doing a 3.5-hour radio program with 5 minutes to go and no content locked in. As a business affairs manager at National Indigenous TV, one of my most memorable deals was selling the rights to the highly acclaimed Mangrook footy show to Channel 31. Content is king and making good content is really, really hard work, so I get it. As the member for Corangamite, I went into bat for the local community radio station in Apollo Bay, which was having a few regulatory issues with its licence. And I also backed the radio station with a local grant to support an upgrade of station equipment. So I really do understand from the ground up the importance of community radio and the challenges it faces. And I salute you for your work for communities across this nation. Let me say you play a very important role in ensuring we have a diversity of media voices delivering more than 500 free-to-air broadcast radio services on AM, FM, DAB+, streaming online and of course on television as well. Community broadcasting provides critical services for communities underserved by other media, with an audience of over 5.2 million Australians listening and watching every week, from First Nations people to audiences with multicultural backgrounds and youth shows all across sectors. This has grown steadily from 3.7 million people in 2002. With the recent floods bringing resilience to the fore, community radio and TV plays a very key role in community-centred, community-led responses to disasters. So I understand how important community broadcasting is at a time of disaster or stress in a community, including, of course, during the pandemic when the lockdowns did so much damage to so many Australians. And that sense of connection with community broadcasting was, of course, so important, particularly in rural and regional communities. Over the past 5 years, we've seen the growth in a number of stations saving, reviving or creating local publications and productions, teaming up with emerging news publishers and content makers. This sharing of resources between community radio stations and print digital publications has meant local media has continued to thrive in so many communities. And it's for all these reasons that the Coalition, when in government, provided a funding boost of an additional $4 million per annum over 2 years from the budget in 21-22. This was in addition to the existing funding of just over $16 million per annum. So we understand that vital support is critical to supporting your sector. Our spectrum is a precious resource, which is why it needs to be managed properly and in the best interests of all Australians. And we were really proud to provide that 3-year extension to Channel 31 in Melbourne and Adelaide. When we were last in government, we understand the certainty that you require when it comes to broadcasting. I'd like to reference the government's proposed amendments to the Broadcasting Services Act, focused on giving community radio broadcasters a clearer understanding of their ability to renew a licence and ACMA some regulatory certainty as well. As the Shadow Minister, I play an important role in holding the government to account, but really importantly, in developing policy in the media sector, including community broadcasting in the best interests of all Australians. Underpinned by rapidly changing technology, this is a very fast-moving environment and governments have got to keep up. So please make sure you are letting me know about anything that needs changing, reform or a total rethink. We want to ensure we are backing community broadcasting in every way possible, and that means listening to you and getting things done. So whether it's rolling out broadband to 99% of premises across Australia, funding more than 1,200 base stations, investing in vital regional connectivity in rural and remote Australia, establishing the world's first e-safety commissioner, or holding the big tech giants to account, the Coalition has a very proud history in the communications portfolio. But there is always more to be done, and I really look forward to working with you to take community broadcasting from strength to strength. Thank you.